Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. The Canadians lose what is an absolute snooze fest against the Philadelphia Flyers 4-1 at home. Just yeah, like as I just said, just very much nothing really going on. Really only one kind of big highlight there, which is obviously the goal from Alexander Texier. Evans and Anderson with the assists on that one. Texier played really well today. Basically the only guy on the ice for the Canadians who is really giving a whole lot of effort, it feels like. And obviously, it's a little bit cynical to say that like it was a completely abysmal game. Obviously, there were definitely chances both ways for the Canadians, but yeah, really just nothing of great substance going on. It was just like, like it's another game where we're at home. We can't really capitalize on our chances. We're not getting a whole lot of shots on net. We ended up with like 21 shots on net or something like that. And it's just, at a certain point, it's just not good enough. Like especially at home, we need to be a lot better at capitalizing off of our chances and creating chances, staying out of our defensive zone, all that kind of stuff. And obviously, with Matheson being out of the lineup today, I think a lot of the people who throw hate Matheson's way might be a little bit more quiet now, considering how much of a difference it makes when he's out of the lineup. Hopefully his injury is not too long. He was listed as day-to-day, so I feel like it'll be something that is kind of more of a rest situation, just to kind of like wean off of something, like they kind of just get back in shape or whatever, and hopefully he'll be back ready to go on Thursday. But who knows, really? Lots of injuries going on that are affecting the Canadians' play, of course. But yeah, I feel like in general, there's just not a whole lot to say about this one. I feel like the Flyers really kind of played the way that they wanted to in this one. The Canadians were kind of chasing the game pretty much from the get go. Obviously, they score the first goal in this one, but unfortunately, they had only really lasted for the duration of like that final minute. Texier scores within the final minute of the third period, and then we let one in. Just some kind of just poor defending, poor back checking, like a turnover in the offensive neutral zone. Turns into just guys, just being a little bit lazy in the last minute of the game, or last minute of the period rather. Just not really, blocking the passes, and then the goal scorer ends up getting, wide open on the back door, and all it takes is one pretty, accurate pass. I'll give him credit. Obviously, it's an accurate pass, but at the same time, it's just like you got to be a little bit better at making that happen, making sure that we're guarding guys, especially the backdoor chance with less than a minute to go in the period. Just got to be a little bit better than that. And I feel like that's kind of the turning point in the game a little bit. Obviously, the first period wasn't super eventful until that goal was scored, but after that fact, it just became, we're on the back foot, and it's another one of those opportunities or another one of those examples where the Canadians aren't really able to deal with the momentum swings. Obviously, they're probably not thrilled about going into the locker room 1-1, especially when they score within the last minute of that period to go up 1-0. And then it just kind of it compounds from there, and it's just you're not able to make good of our chances. We're kind of just playing on the back foot, and obviously the Flyers get their chances to score, and then they end up scoring goals on what is a game where we're playing a goaltender playing his third ever career start. And I don't really think you can blame him on many of them. Obviously, the third goal, he gives up a little bit of a turnover there, and that's unfortunate. But at the same time, it's literally he's playing his third ever game in the NHL, so it's hard to be like shaking your fist at Jacob Fowler, being like, you got to be better than that, whatever. Obviously, yes, like you would like for that to not happen, but at the same time, it's his third NHL game, and it really should not matter that they get one goal off of a mistake of our own. If we're playing our game, we should be able to score more than enough goals to make up for that mistake. So we weren't able to do that tonight. I feel like a lot of our guys who are usually relying on to score goals have been quiet in this one as well as in the past couple. Cole scored recently against Pittsburgh, but other than that, I feel like a lot of our guys that are supposed to be scoring goals. I feel like haven't really been dictating the play as much as we'd like to. I feel like we've been leaning a little bit more on our depth, and that's definitely like something that good teams do, is they lean on their depth players to perform when the top guys can't necessarily pull things off. But when our depth is impaired as it is, and we have a lot of injuries going on to our middle and bottom six, it becomes a little bit more challenging. And we definitely need our top guys to be the guys that we pay them to be. That includes Caulfield, Suzuki, Slavkovsky, all of those guys. So hopefully this is kind of a one-off. It's just not a very exciting game. Definitely a game to miss or forget about, because it's just that we really didn't do anything. We made the Bell Center seem like a library out there, and that's it's a challenging thing to do, considering the fact that I believe that the Canadiens fans are some of the best in the league, if not the best in the league. So it is definitely a challenge to shut those guys up, and that's exactly what the Flyers did in this one. So definitely frustrating, but yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. I mean, like, it's just a forgettable game. We just didn't really execute offensively, defensively, couldn't find a way to score. And that's kind of, you can't really expect to win when you only put 20 shots on net, and you can't score on the shots that you do get on net, and you can't play defense well enough to support your goaltender out. So it's pretty much an all around just lack of ability to execute in all zones of the ice today. So hopefully we can rectify that a little bit going into Thursday's game. But yeah, I mean that's it's gonna be a short video, because there's really just not much to say. It's just a kind of lackluster performance, and I feel especially a team that a win tonight would have put them in number one in the Atlantic. With some games coming up against teams that are definitely beatable. So it's definitely disappointing to walk away from that with nothing. But there's still plenty of opportunities to get points and climb up those standings. And we definitely need to get the points wherever we can get them, because other teams, especially teams below us, like the Florida Panthers, Ottawa Senators, all those kind of teams, even the Leafs, are definitely climbing up and are going to be challenging us for our playoff spot at the moment. If we don't start winning games, at a more consistent pace. So we get the Blackhawks coming up on Thursday, another very winnable game. Connor Bedard will not be in the lineup for that one, so definitely a chance to get a quick and easy 2 points. Obviously, in this league in general, especially with pretty much every team in this league is good right now, so there are really just no easy games. And then taking into account the way the Canadiens play, there are definitely no easy games when it's the Montreal Canadiens that you're watching. But hopefully we can walk away with 2 points here. It's a huge opportunity to get points against a team that is not necessarily in the top half of the league. And we need all the points that we can get, as I just said, because there are teams that are gunning for our playoff position, and it is not necessarily safe by any means where we're sitting right now in the standings. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. So yeah, that's hopefully we can come away with 2 points on Thursday in a win, and just play a little bit better offensively, defensively, all over the board. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. So hopefully I will see you guys after a big win against the Blackhawks on Thursday.